It's the NFL on EA Sports, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Houston Texans and the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday Night Primetime.
From a building that can get louder than almost any in the National Football League, this is GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over him for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
Set to go is the kicker, Harrison Butker. And we're off from Arrowhead. Set to return, this is Braxton Berrios. He stopped on the return at the 27. So here come the Texans for their opening drive. And leading them out is the second overall pick back in the 2023 draft from the Ohio State. It's C.J. Stroud.
It didn't take long for C.J. Stroud to make an immediate impact into the NFL, and it didn't take long for me, Kate, to form an opinion, but this guy's just different. He just processes the game quicker. Remember talking to Ryan Day on the practice field in Columbus, watching him in college, and he just alluded to that as well. It's the anticipation. It is knowing where everybody is and getting that ball out before any receiver will even break on a route. C.J. was unique in that way, and that skill set has been a big part of his success.
And his game will begin with an incomplete pass. Tough one to retain through that hit. And it sets up second down. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but man, the defense took that away too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions, from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back. Wanted to make this offense earn everything, and they just did.
They touch him down, but a great pickup, and it's good for a first.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
New set of downs for him at the 38. First down, Stroud. On target to his man Higgins. And he'll get it up to the 44.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. On play action, here's Stroud. Targeting the sideline, Kirk has it. And he goes out, just needed one more step there to reach midfield. Pick up a 5 on that play, and it sets up a Houston first.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
Running for the first time with Joe Mixon. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
It's Mixon on 2nd down. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
That's the kind of run that shows he's trying to take some stress off the passing game to provide big plays. What a great help to that side of an offense when the ground game can deliver chunk plays too.
Offense already looking like they're in mid-game form. They've got it down to the 32. Stroud throwing here on first. An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away, and that makes it 2nd down.
I think it's safe to say that without that ball being tipped, we are looking at a big game. It's a missed opportunity to push that offense, but an even better play defensively to deny the throw.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. That's a catch for Nico Collins. And he takes this one nearly to the red zone before going out.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
Third and just 2 to go. From the gun, Stroud. He's got him, that's Mixon. They get 19, and now they're gonna have first and goal.
Something out of nothing, Kate, that may as well be listed on his resume because he's so good at it. Caught that one near the line, and after that, it was all him, turning a modest pass into far more than a modest gain.
This drive has been excellent. A few shots now. It's starting with 6 as they come up on it. First and goal. They're going to run here. It's Mixon. And he won't win the race to the outside. That run's bottled up at the line. Nothing doing that time, and it leaves them on second and goal.
I don't mind that call on the early downs. Give that defense something to think about. You got the inside run between the tackles, and whether it's jet sweeps or a little swing pass, or in that case a toss, make sure you threaten to the outside.
It's a sweep. He pops the pass forward. And that hit stops him in his tracks. No pickup on that run, and it leaves them 4 yards out on third and goal.
Well, you call that play to surprise the defense, try to get to the goal line. But a quick adjustment by the defense, well, it kept him in position to make the stop and ruin that play.
Buckle up, it's third and goal. Shotgun now for Stroud. And he will score. Touchdown, Houston! The Texans finish up an excellent opening series. What an outstanding opening series, partner. They just wore down that defense as they marched their way to the end zone.
Yeah, it took a whole bunch of that opening script to find a touchdown, but it showed just how well designed that script was. It was the right sequence of plays to keep that ball moving and find the end zone while getting your offense established and into top gear right here early on.
Here's Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Texans will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Returning it from the 4. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So here are the Chiefs out on offense for their first drive. Leading them out, someone who, Brock, I think needs less introduction than anyone in the NFL today. It's Patrick Mahomes.
All of us as sports fans, we know those players in the other sports that when we just think of the greatest to ever do it, a skill set that's different than everybody else, immediately a player pops in your mind. And while we have seen GOATs like Tom Brady and Super Bowl winners many times over like Bradshaw, Montana, and Aikman, there's just not many that have ever done it with the flair, the style, and the skill set of Patrick Mahomes.
Now it's the first carry for Isaiah Pacheco. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Jalen Petrie there on the stop.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
2nd and 6 coming up here. It's Pacheco again. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Azeez Al-Shire that time on the tackle. Just 1 yard on the play, though. That leaves him with 3rd down and 6 to go.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Third down, it's Mahomes. And even on third down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be fourth down.
So many coaches love third downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know, got to execute and convert on these third downs.
Punter takes the field on fourth down, and he sends this one flying. That's taken at the 15. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. The Texans and running back Joe Mixon headed out for their next series. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Here's Stroud now. This is complete to Schultz. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Drew Tranquil brings him to the ground.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Stroud off the play fake. He throws a bullet to the center of the field. He's got it inside the 25. He goes the distance. Touchdown, Houston! The Texans get another 6 to make this a 13-0 game. Nico Collins with the touchdown. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Fairbairn now for the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Texans drive out to an early 14-0 lead. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Moore with a return. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. And a good return here as he gets it out past the 35. Now for the second time, we get a look at this Kansas City offense. They didn't start the game off like they wanted, Brock. Still searching for that opening first down as they take the field a second time. All right, the Chiefs in good field position here as they start out 1st and 10. It gives to Pacheco to start the drive. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. Has him on the quick hitter. This is ahead for about 5. Azeez Al-Shire that time on the tackle. We will not get another play in here. That's going to do it for quarter number 1. It's a 2-score game early. Back to Arrowhead in just a moment. About set for the second quarter. Chiefs football here. They have it on 3rd and 5. Off play action, it's Mahomes. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on third down? Well, they chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
So on fourth down, out comes Matt Ariza to boot it away. And he wants to hit his second effort just as well as he hit his first. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. The Texans and wide receiver Nico Collins ready to go once again. And they have made it no secret that they want to go his way in this game, right? And the results so far, I'd say very promising. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They'll begin with a run by Mixon. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Drew Tranquil brings him to the ground. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
They're going play action. Looking for a target. That's complete inside the 35. Touchdown, Houston! The Texans take a 20-zip lead. Nico Collins with the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period, End of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
Fairbairn now for the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Texans stretch their lead to 21. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Starting from the 5. This return makes it up to the 25. Offense heading out now for the Chiefs. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They go play action. It's Mahomes. They'll get it to Rashee Rice. Complete. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 33-yard gain and a fresh set of downs.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
So the big play gets him inside the opposing 45, Brock, with a new set of downs to boot. Quick throw completed by Mahomes. And he gets it forward to steal about a yard out of that. Jalen Petrie there on the stop. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Pacheco gets it from the gun. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Azeez Al-Shire that time on the tackle. Just 1 yard on the carry, though. It's 3rd and 7 now.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them Well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Throw on third down. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Hit arrived as the ball did to break things up. And they're up against it. Fourth down coming up. Man, that was a chain mover if you would have held on, Brock, but the contact just too much to do so.
Yeah, he's going to be disappointed in himself because you've got to make these contested catches, but I do give a lot of credit. An outstanding effort defensively to force that ball out. Well, once you get out beyond 50 yards, everything in the process has got to be perfect. It's a good effort, but it's going to wind up off the mark.
The Texans and C.J. Stroud all set to go for their next drive. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. The Texans set up nicely as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Mixon on the counter. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Now it's Stroud. Collins there to grab it. And a solid gain there. Gets him across the 45 before he goes out.
There's no route on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
Here we go. 3rd and less than a yard. Staying between the tackles with Mixon. And they make the stop. We're going to say it about the 37-yard line. That's good for 7 yards. And the Texans are going to have a 1st down.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
Markers reset. Ball at the 37. Going to the ground again on 1st. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets them 3.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing burger on the stat sheet, but those are the kind of plays, that inside run, that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
2nd down now, 7 to go. From the 34, finding Collins. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Now following that completion, we see a man shaken up. Officials calling for a pause as he gets looked at. This, the snap that's going to take us inside the 2-minute warning. 1st down from the red zone. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. The Texans boat racing them to the halftime locker room. Nico Collins with the touchdown. His 3rd through the air this game. Fairbairn now for the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Texans continue piling on to this lead. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Has this at the 6. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Chiefs offense set to take over again. And this drive, they need to come up with some type of answer because, well, Brock, we can almost hear those engines starting to gear up. They might have a boat race coming.
Yeah, I think everybody in the building can feel it. This has been so momentous one way, and as a competitor, you have got to stop that slide.
They're out and set, 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Mahomes. That's brought in by Hunt. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Mahomes on 1st and 10. Finds his man Rice. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. The Chiefs signal for a timeout. That's going to be their first. And they can take a moment to try to build more momentum after getting the first. Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, here's Mahomes. Oh, he put some heat on this. This is caught inside the 15. And he runs it down inside the 15 before going out. Wow, they get a big old 32 yards out of that play, as well as a new set of downs. What a spot for a big play, huh, Brock? It has him well into the red zone now with 1st and 10. From the red zone now. He's on the move. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
You know what I call that, Kate? Punch, and you took a punch, but then you countered right back. You give up a big play, massive play, but you don't hang your head. You come right back, you get a sack of your own, and you change the momentum as quickly as you can.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Trying again, following the sack. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Kansas City. Chop some of the lead off before the half. How quickly things can change, partner. The pain from being taken down that prior play, yeah, I imagine that's gone and forgotten now, and it's been replaced by the adrenaline from finding the end zone there.
Yeah, that defense could have certainly used the pass rush from the previous play because that quarterback had plenty of time to scan the field and make a throw, and he gets an immediate measure of revenge for that sack.
Now Harrison Butker for the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Chiefs cut the lead by a quarter, down now to 21. Butker on now to kick this one away. Barrios now to return it. He's got a lane up past the 30. And he manages the 35 before they can stop him. The visitors headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And last drive, he reached one of those numbers that everyone looks at as a benchmark after the season ends, Brock. Quite the year that he's put together, finding the end zone. Only half a minute to go in our half. Let's see how they begin the drive. Stroud throwing here on first. Completed to Collins. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's 2nd and inches. Back to throw, Stroud. This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces 3rd down.
I'm just going to say maybe not the guy you want to pick on in coverage on this particular series. Gets a hand on that throw and knocks it away. The next time, well, he could get 2 hands on it and take it the other way.
Still inches to go on 3rd down. Shotgun now for Stroud. That's caught for the 1st. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Houston calls it 2nd timeout. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. To the air yet again, it's Stroud. That's complete. Here's Kirk. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. Now it's Kaimi Fairbairn on to try it for the Texans. From the right hash, 52 yards out. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. We've come to halftime. The Texans in unfriendly confines, but hey, they've got the lead. Now we'll send you south to our Orlando studios for the EA Sports Halftime Report with Jonathan Coachman.
All right, Kate, sit tight. We'll get back to you and Brock in just a moment. But for now, this is our halftime report. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far. But there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
All right, thank you, Coach. And we are back and about set to begin the second half. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Fielded at the 7. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Out comes Kansas City. Its offense has it first to start quarter number 3. And that first half, they just couldn't keep up the pace. But they're going to be the ones setting the pace here to begin this third quarter. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. To the air, Mahomes. Oh, tried forcing it to the slant. It's intercepted. Picked off by Darren Stingley Jr. And it doesn't matter who gets that ball to start the second half because he picks it off on the very first play.
I wonder at halftime, down there in that locker room on the whiteboard, if that defensive coaching staff just said simply, go get the ball. It's exactly what they do, and it totally changes the complexion of this second half.
The visitors ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And our team in the truck putting these highlights together, well, they certainly had plenty of touchdowns to choose from. 4 of them, actually. Though the way he's been playing, Brock, you cannot count on him being done reaching that end zone just yet. First and 10 now from the 30. On play action, here's Stroud. He sends this one to the end zone. And that's incomplete. Wanted to dial up the aggressiveness there like that, but couldn't connect. Second down. Took his shot at 6 that time. And now it's second down.
That's a very quick trigger, and the hurried throw was much tougher to complete. He may have rushed that one thinking the pressure was just about to get to him in the pocket.
Stroud to throw again on second. On target to his man Higgins. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. It's a gain of 12 there. And it sets up a Houston first.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
And they've got themselves another first and 10. Working inside the red zone. Has him on the quick hitter. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line. Second and 6 coming up here. Out of the shotgun, a give to Mixon. And he gets taken down immediately right at the line of scrimmage. Looks like no gain on second down, and that leads us to 3rd and 6.
Stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force, and the defense wins out.
Running back sent in motion. Throwing on 3rd down, Stroud. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Nico Collins, the intended target. And that makes it 4th down. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock, but down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know this. It's a physical game, all 100 yards of it into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down here, you've got to come up with contested catches, and he couldn't. Well, that's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2 for 2 for this kicker.
Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Moore with a return. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Kansas City offense set to take the field. They are coming off their first interception of the game. This drive now a chance to rebuild some confidence. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air.
Well, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. This one finds Kelsey. And that's good for a gain of 5. Jalen Petrie there on the stop.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
3rd and short. Here's Mahomes. Escapes the pocket. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out. Oh, they got it back. They can try and salvage something. Almost the impact play this defense was searching for, but they could only get half the job done, partner. Fumble forced, but they couldn't recover.
I'll tell you what else it forces, though. That coordinator, that play caller on the other side, now got a little bit of doubt about his ball handlers. got to have better ball security than that.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. Now we get a look at this Texans offense. And you can see in these clips quite an extensive highlight reel he's put together in what is a 4-touchdown game for him already.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say this guy's in the zone. I know in hoops, sometimes shooters say that hoop looks and that basket looks enormous. Right? I know on a golf course you're thinking, man, everything is a birdie. For this guy today, 4 touchdowns on the ledger, he's made it look easy.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. From the gun, Stroud. Connects on the crosser. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a massive 35-yard pickup. 1st down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Down inside the 40 now with a 1st down following that last play. Running with Mixon out of the gun. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Even on the outer edges of this field, Kate, a cornerback making a stop behind the line, it's impressive. But in the middle third, that takes a special and fearless type of cornerback.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Throwing is Stroud. Schultz with the catch. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Christian Fulton the one to bring him down.
That's just discipline with a capital D. The play in the huddle is a running back screen, but it takes discipline for that offensive line to not get downfield. Discipline for that receiver to stay alert, stay aware that he's a viable option as well.
They're going to throw it on 3rd and long. Taking a shot for the end zone. And he's there to send that one away, incomplete. Christian Kirk, the intended receiver. So that brings up 4th down.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And a fairly insurmountable lead grows by 3 more.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. That's going to be taken in at the 8. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Chiefs offense out to take over. And this has become must-score territory now every time out as they trail by a full 4 possessions in this 2nd half. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. They'll have him gain about a handful there. Jalen Petrie there on the stop. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the gun, it's Mahomes. This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces 3rd down.
Well, Kate, that wasn't a fast enough break for the interception, but it was good enough and a good enough break to break on the ball, get a finger on it, and force the incompletion.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. Here's Mahomes now. Kelsey makes the catch. Big gainer here as he picks up 20. And the Chiefs are going to have a first down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
New set of downs for him from the 46. First and 10, it's Mahomes. That's complete. Here's Brown. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Azeez Al-Shire that time on the tackle.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Throwing again, Mahomes. Finds a seam down the middle. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
That's the end of the third on Sunday night. The Chiefs have possession, and this final quarter begins with them in a massive hole. All set up now for first and 10. They fake the handoff. Now Mahomes. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Tried connecting with Xavier Worthy there. And it's going to be second down.
That play is so impressive on so many levels. Not just because it saves a touchdown, Kate. He had to time that perfectly to knock it free without drawing a flag or let him establish possession for the score. That is so good.
Short pass brought in. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. The Texans bringing out an extra DB. Third down coming up. Again, Mahomes to throw. Has it at the 7. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2. They'll have first and goal to go now after they gained 18 on the previous play.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Back to the air, Mahomes. Looking touchdown, but can't connect.
QBs, well, they're a lot like the great shooters in the NBA. Hey, listen, sometimes you're going to miss. You just got to shake it off and keep shooting away.
So the incompletion on first. Here's second and goal. They'll try to run with Pacheco. And he gets in. Touchdown. The Chiefs putting up points in a game decided. It's an Isaiah Pacheco touchdown. Well, Brock, this one has not been good to them so far, but they are still fighting and able to get in there for 6.
Just a drive that was all about scratching and clawing. As much as anything, Kate, it was just a pride drive to go and get your job done.
Butker to try the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Chiefs trail by 23 now. Down by 3 scores, their hand is forced. They're going to try the onside kick here. I think they got it. I think they got it. And they did. The Chiefs have it. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Here's Mahomes. That's complete. Isaiah Pacheco. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40.
Okay, I know exactly what's going to happen. I've seen it once. I've seen it 100 times. Next week on the practice field, this running back's going to say, see, I'm not just a running back. I can play receiver. And you receivers, you couldn't do my job, but I just showed you I could do yours.
From the 41. And someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Picked off by Derek Stingley Jr.
Well, obviously not the cleanest game with now 2 interceptions, but here's the key. This is where mental toughness for a quarterback becomes so critical. And frankly, why some of the best QBs playing today have baseball in their background, because you flush your mistakes. Okay, you strike out, you throw an interception, but you got to go get it in that next series. Got to put these interceptions behind and press forward ahead.
This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. Even though they've got a 3-score lead, still a lot of time left, so they're going to try to grow it even further. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. A give to Mixon up the middle. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
Into the hands of Schultz. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. A handoff for Mixon, running right. And he'll take it past the midfield stripe and start the push into Chiefs territory. Call it 9 yards. Looked like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Keeping it with Mixon. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
You know what I like about a 2nd and short run play, Kate? Yeah, I like getting a 1st down, but you know what I like even more? That's going to set up a play-action pass in a similar down and distance, and that defense is going to have to key on the run.
That takes us to the 2-minute warning here in KC. Texans, well, they can probably just run away and hide. From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. On the ground again with Mixon. And he'll get this forward, and he's stopped at the 37. Good rip on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 2.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
Going right side, Mixon with it. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
He easily had the yardage for a 1st, but he was hungry for a lot more. I think that tackle prevented something that was going to be a lot bigger than just a 1st down pickup.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. A give. This is Mixon. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Halfway there on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
So the Texans come away with the road win. Well, Brock, we knew they were confident in the lead-up, that they could contend despite the hostile crowd they were going to face today, and boy, did they ever. Once they got going, they showed out, they backed up that confidence, and they leave here with a victory.
Oh, it takes so much work, Kate, so much work, even beyond what people hear about through the week or see in the game itself, to overcome somebody defending their home field. You need to be playing at your highest level, and you need to BYOE, bring your own energy. Whenever you take it on the road and you win one, gosh, it feels so good. What a signature victory.